All right, what's good, y'all? It's kind of an update from a while back, but just wanted to make a video, kind of a little bit of update and showing you guys along the path of what I'm about to do today. So I got my car here. I'll explain the reason it's just chilling here. Like, I didn't bring it here, it's just been chilling here for a while, but I showed you guys the beginning steps and whatnot of like redoing my headlights. So I got them all redone, got the new lenses, painted this red, got some clear covers for the side reflectors, all that, got new halos, and yeah, it's basically perfect to how I want it. Like, I can start it up or even just show you guys. No key. So I got the side markers and the LED halos finally looking, you know, exactly like how I wanted it to from the start. Looks a lot cleaner too, just because the actual lens is brand new, so it's not really an issue. But basically what we're going to be fixing today is I created these demon eyes, these LEDs in there, and they're red only. So you see I got that Mangekko Sharingan action, and I haven't really been able to show it off because I created the LED halos, all that, and then I did the demon eyes. But whenever I wired the demon eyes, they, for some reason, I'm believing it was like a loose connection, and it started like a real bad heat transfer through the wiring. And I only noticed because there was like smoke coming out of the inside of my car where I have it connected, because I have this switch right here, and it's all disconnected now. Like, I could pop this out and show you guys. That's where they all connect, and then these wires are actually the culprits. You can see right there, all that metal, not metal, plastic, literally got melted off, kind of stripped. So basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna rewire it, secure all the connections. I bought new wiring, and I got, you know, kind of everything necessary to, let me shut that off, everything necessary to kind of make sure it's a secure connection. And then after that, we're gonna notice, by the way, little tip, if you have your car on, or off actually, and your door open, you can just press this little button. There we go, and then it'll stop beeping for you. But yeah, figured I'll let you guys know before I do it, and I'll do like a time lapse or something, kind of documenting it all. And then yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope it comes out well, and y'all will be able to see the finished product. All right, guys. So I took a little time off of recording because I really wanted to make sure I got the hang of it correctly. And so far, I think we actually got it down. And I really want to say my biggest issue was not only that these connections were so loose, and if you can tell, they were just not really properly connected the way they should be, at least to the degree of, you know, wanting a secure connection and not having any sort of energy escape. But I'll show you guys a comparison of this between kind of what we now use. So I used a higher gauge wire. This was just some wire I found used to actually be like a lamp wire, and I just cut the ends off of it because I got it super cheap from Ace Hardware. All right, well, GoPro memory just died, or power to record, but regardless, this way I can show you guys better on my phone. You can just see it's like super weak connection, not put together nearly as good as it should be. So now we created a far more secure connection, plugged everything in properly, you know, made sure it is the right gauge wiring. This was probably, I think, like 14 gauge wires, so that's garbage. I mean, you can see I explained it a little bit before, so you guys kind of understand why it just can't hold the power of it really as well. But then now I created this far superior. I got like 25 feet of this wiring for like $6 each, 2 different colors, just so I can differentiate. And yeah, man, it's way cleaner. I spliced it properly. I actually bought the right tools, because I think another big issue I had was I would just splice it with these, and like I would cut like 2 or 3 wires off, and me not knowing much about wiring, that's kind of a big deal, just because then it doesn't hold all the proper current. So I bought one of these wire splitters, and that works phenomenally. It made everything like 10 times easier. So now everything is properly wired up. I'm gonna most likely tape these up, make it look a lot more secure. You know, everything's still a work in progress, but for now, this is like the end result of where I did splice the wires. So I'll show you guys actually what it's looking like. Let me just set this camera up, and well, I'll actually show you first as well how everything else is looking. I reconnected this, and it's working properly. I left it on for about a minute or 2. Nothing was heating up, overheating at all. Got everything properly wired up in there. I was gonna switch out these wires, but I came to the conclusion that these wires really weren't the issue, more so the actual wires that were connected to the headlights and to the source, and the fact that the current that was being drawn on it was kind of leaking, so it wasn't a secure connection in general. But we got those in there properly now, and with the push of this, the light kind of broke like a couple months ago, but I don't really mind. I know if that's down, it works. So yeah, and I mean, I love it. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. I've had them installed from the time I, you know, actually installed the headlights. I just came to the wiring difficulty whenever they did actually turn on for the first time. So I just didn't want to budge with it, just because, you know, I didn't really want to. And the problem I noticed in the past was whenever I did turn them on, the connections from here would start to heat up a lot, and then you could see smoke through the windshield of my car. But I really think that has a lot to do with the fact that these were just such poorly made connections. It is laughable. So yeah, and I'll just show y'all real quick, because I kind of didn't really explain it, just for anybody that's kind of interested in getting them. I did get these Demon Lights from Retrofit Source. Holler at them. They're real nice because it's only one color, so I don't have to finagle with, you know, picking my colors, picking my settings, all that stuff. Like, I think that's great for its given purpose, but I really just wanted red. So, you know, it works perfect. And these came with red and black, you know, power ground, and I just connected the ground all the way to the other connection source, which is the ground for this wire. That is for the other Demon light. And then I spliced in between that ground into a ground connection right there. So that's for the ground. The power is the exact same thing. Run the cable all the way along to the other power side, and it has its own splice that runs itself into the actual, not the power on the battery, but this power is the actual direct connection that runs into my car. And I'm kind of bummed the fact that this is such a pain in the to put back on, but I took it off just because I thought I was going to replace these wires, but you know, we came to that other conclusion, thankfully. But this connection, sorry, that was a side note. This connection is the main connection. So it's one of the 3 connections that runs in through the firewall of your car. But this one is from the Demon lights. So the white one is from the Demon lights. And then the other 2, which is the ground and power, actually runs directly to your battery. Anyways, that's the main 3 cables that run out of the car into the engine bay. But you guys see exactly how this all runs. It's probably been like 4 minutes. This stuff, you know, still perfectly normal, as it should be. Like nothing else was really an issue when installing these lights besides the Demon lights, because they were kind of not secured. And then you can actually see up here the connections. This was the red and black, and then somewhere up here you can see the white one, but they all traveled through under here. Just got to tuck that in better. Under here, in through. You could even get it from behind the dash, the stereo. And I did that whenever I did my stereo. And I could even pop this thing open, get a sneak peek. There you go. They're right there. You can see all 3 wires, black, red, and then the white that runs all the way through. And then, yeah, they're in here. And I don't want to pull it too hard just because it's pretty secure connection. And there you go. And if you get the 3-prong relay, it goes from, it shows, you know, 3 different connection sources. There's going to be a copper one, which is to the farthest left for me, but it's always going to be copper, and that's going to be your ground. And then right after that, it's your power. And then the 3rd one is actually the power that's being drawn from the actual source that we're trying to power, which is the Demon lights. So it's honestly simple enough once you kind of get the hang of the grand scheme of it, basically. And yeah, I love it, man. I'm glad it works. I'm not gonna leave that on too long. Oh, receipt. But yeah, guys, yeah, you can tell us on. You see the red lights? Off, on, off. I love it. Because then if it is, that's a whole other issue, you know. That's, I mean, it's the exact issue we had in the past. So thankfully all this stuff is good. Now I'm gonna just wire it all back up. And I got me some Demon lights, because paid for them a while ago, man. So I'm gonna put it all together now. Look, it's like I am you. It's the chest cam. But yeah, so I'm gonna wire this back up. I won't really do a time lapse because I'm on my phone now and I don't want my battery to die. But yeah, I'll make sure to keep y'all updated. All right, y'all, all finished up, thankfully. If you see that west spot, that's because when I took apart the actual rubber seal to pass through the firewall, in the past when I have done this before, because I have redone my headlights, but you know, they didn't look good because I used the OEM lenses, came to the realization that that seal wasn't properly fitted, and I went through a car wash and found out the hard way. So now I just kind of do like a test, water test myself. And thankfully I did do the test, because the first time I sealed it, I just poured some water on the surrounding area, and water did fall through under the car. So you can kind of see, like, it's all dried up now, but it was literally just a bunch of water right here. So I cleaned it up, made sure everything was dry to retest it, get an accurate result, and it sealed properly. So now there's no water actually passing through. That way, you know, rainy days, or you just want to run it through a wash, you're not gonna have that issue. So it's all done, all bolted on, got the cover back on, everything back bolted and secured with the little plastic pins, how it should be. So one last test before I actually put the bumper on, just to show you guys how it looks, and should be working. Yeah, there we go. That is nice. Love to see it, man. I love the look of it. Clearly when you're up here, it definitely shines. But like, let's see, to the human eye, that's how it looks, you know? Pretty clean. Gets that good Mangekko. But yeah, I love it, man. Flows perfect with my car. If you remember that logo, you know, real ones know that that's actually the same logo back here. You already know. And this is reflective too. I got my flash on so you can tell. Pretty cool. I love this sticker. I got it probably like before I even got the car. So yeah, super clean, man. Super happy. I'm gonna throw this bumper back on, and then I'll explain why it's even here in the first place and why I'm not driving it. Sheesh, that looks good. Let me get y'all on the front view. Oh my Lord. I personally think that looks amazing. You know, let me take y'all off of this. Shoot. Let me know what y'all think. You know, of course. I love it personally. Hands are all dirty, but that's okay. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a little bit of something. If not, I hope, you know, it was just entertaining for the least part. Man, I'm really digging it. It gives it a whole different vibe. But maybe that's just me. I'm just so happy with it. Because, like I said, I installed these headlights like, I want to say maybe even like two months to a month ago. Quite literally. And since I've installed them, I actually haven't been able to see the Demon Eyes for what they are, but now I do. And I think they look great, man. Like, I think they definitely give this car a more aggressive look. And yeah, let me turn them off, just so you turn it off, just so you guys can see just the lights. Got to clean all that up. You know, got the red accent. You already know. That's nice. Yeah, I really like that. So, anyways, let me explain why the car is here. I have reason to believe the throwout bearing is like messed up. So like the whole clutch system, I could actually even turn it on and show you guys. It sounds fine when it's, you know, when it's connected. And the only real issue is whenever the clutch is actually pressed in. See, like, it sounds fine. And you can hear the slow battery. That's that Walmart battery. So I'm definitely gonna have to change that too. But yeah, so this is what it sounds like when the clutch is pressed in. You can hear that. Not good at all. So instead of just changing out the throwout bearing, I'm gonna be swapping a whole different clutch in. It's gonna be a Z Speed. Pretty sure that's the company. 6-puck clutch, so should be able to also handle. Remember that tip? There we go. Should be able to also handle more power, because I do want to be adding more power to the car as time goes on, as we progress into what it is we are trying to accomplish for this car, which is forced induction at the end of the day. Don't know if I want a turbo or a supercharger, but I still have enough time to decide that. Anyways, since I'm rambling, I just want to kind of finish by saying that's the case. So instead of, you know, considering this a bad situation or a bad or an issue, so to speak, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because then I'll be able to swap the clutch for something that's worth a little more horsepower, can handle a little more power. And while I'm at it, since the transmission is going to be dropped, I did get some ART test pipes. That's the Motordyne ART pipes. So those are going to be going in at the same time, and I should be making a video on those as well. So, you know, stay tuned. In the meantime, this thing is not going to be running. Don't want to, you know, cause any more issues or get caught with the freaking car on the side of the highway not running. So I'm gonna just leave it here while I can. It's been here for a couple of days already, and I figured I'd, you know, fix a little bit of an issue that I've had for a while that I haven't been able to get around to, just because if you guys notice, this is like our family company. Well, it's my brother's companies. You know, it's like all of us brothers. There's 6 of us total that basically work here and run this flooring business. We stripped all the racks, you know, just literally took everything out. So this place isn't even going to be around for a while, for a while longer. So I just left it in here completely empty. And yeah, I'm glad to finally, basically the whole reason I even mentioned that is because, like, I kind of forgot why I even mentioned the fact that all this shit is taken out. It is because, like, we have been doing it all ourselves, taking it apart, you know, sending it to the other location. So I actually haven't had enough time to do a lot of things, much less work on my car and something as sort of insignificant as like Demon Eyes, because they were unplugged, so it wasn't a pressing matter. But it is a weekend, you know, free day, so I figured I'd attack it, and I'm glad with how it came out, man. I think it looks amazing. Super happy about it, super stoked. Yeah,